right, we're going to get started here. Have we got volume? We're good? Okay. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here for today's announcement. Before we get started, I'd like to acknowledge that we are gathered on the ancestral lands and territory, Treaty 1 territory, that Manitoba is located in treaty territories, the ancestral lands, which include the Anishinaabe, Inukuak, Dakota Oyote, Dene Sulin Na, and Nehe Thuwak peoples. We acknowledge that Manitoba is also located in the homeland of the Red River Métis Nation. And we acknowledge that northern Manitoba includes lands that are the ancestral lands of the Inuit. We respect the spirit and the intent of the treaties and treaty making and remain committed towards a partnership with First Nations, Inuit and Métis people, and the spirit of truth, reconciliation, and collaboration. My name is Marcus Chambers. I'm the chair of the Winnipeg Police Board and City Councillor for St. Norbert Seine River. I'm pleased to welcome you all here today on Métis Nation Heritage Center at the corner of the historic icon Portage and Main. I'm joined today up front to my left by Premier Heather Stefanson, Minister of Justice Calvin Goertzen, Manitoba Métis Federation Justice Minister Julia Lajmodier, Mayor Scott Gillingham, and our Deputy Mayor Janice Lukes, Chief Danny Smyth, Greg Burnett, the Executive Director of the Downtown Community Safety Partnership, and my good friend David Asper, Manitoba Police Board Chair. Now at this time, I would like to invite Premier Stefanson to provide her few words today. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Councillor Chambers. It's great to be here with all of you this morning. I just want to thank Minister Lajmodier for hosting us today outside this beautiful building now occupied by the Red River Métis. It's great to be here, and thank you for hosting us here. Welcome my colleague, Minister Goertzen, as well as His Worship, Mayor Gillingham, Chief Smyth, Greg Burnett, David Asper, and all of you for being here this morning at the heart of downtown Winnipeg, Portage and Main. It's a beautiful, sunny, and somewhat windy day. I know this is the windiest corner, I think, in North America, they say, but it's great to be here with all of you today. So we're here today to support law enforcement officers who are working diligently to make our streets safer. Manitobans have the right to safely live, work, and play in our downtown communities. Whether it's for concerts, sports games, or to visit a local shop, residents and visitors to our city should be able to enjoy all that Winnipeg has to offer. Our PC team is committed to making our downtown safe and attractive for everyone. When our capital city thrives, it helps drive the economic engine of our wonderful province. That's why today I'm here to announce that our government is providing over $10 million for a community safety package. This package will help provide more boots on the ground with additional Winnipeg police officers. It will introduce more lighting and security cameras to monitor problem areas in real time and add a permanent community safety office to provide a visible presence for officers downtown. It will also include an all-purpose vehicle like ATVs and e-bikes to allow for nimble transportation for those downtown officers, and I see one is here on display for us today. Manitobans deserve to feel safe in their communities, and I can tell you that we're going to deploy 24 new Winnipeg police officers dedicated to community safety right here in downtown Winnipeg. We are quadrupling the number of security cameras and improving lighting. Winnipeg is a place that we should feel proud of, one that we show off to others when they visit our beautiful province. But rising crime rates are making people feel unsafe in their own communities, and it's a legitimate concern. I've said it before and I'll say it again, enough is enough. Let's defend our police officers, not defund them. At the same time, we continue working to address the root causes of crime and supporting our most vulnerable populations. We created a $52 million violent crime strategy, a comprehensive $126 million homelessness strategy, and we are funding over 1,600 addictions treatment spaces. This concrete action will help make our streets safer, our communities stronger. And this new $10 million downtown safety package will tackle some of these challenges head on. By building a safe downtown, we are creating thriving business and residential communities we can all be proud of. So it's an incredible honor for me to be here with my colleagues, and I look forward to listening to what others have to say about this very important announcement to make sure that our downtown will be safe for all Manitobans to come live, to come work, and to come and enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Premier. This is a welcome investment in our downtown safety. I'd now like to call on Minister Gertson to say a few words.
Thank you, Councillor Chambers. Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here in the heart of downtown Winnipeg with our Premier, who's made a significant announcement and has shown tremendous leadership on the issue of community safety. We know and we hear it too often. Crime is going up, not just in Winnipeg or Manitoba, but we see this across Canada and around North America. And there's an obligation for government to respond to protect the residents of their community, and our Premier and our government is responding. Of course, we talk about statistics sometimes, and we talk about the fact that recent statistics would show that crime has increased about 25%, violent crime almost 20% specifically. But behind each one of those numbers is an individual. It's an individual who has been victimized. It's a family who has been victimized. It's a community that has lost its sense of safety. And when people don't feel safe in their homes or their communities or feel safe to come downtown, we all lose because of that. Today we're taking significant steps to address those concerns. And we're doing it with partnerships. Partnerships with the Downtown Community Safety Partnership, which we see here today represented by women and men, and we thank them for their work. Partnerships with the Winnipeg Police Service, who are here today as well, and we thank them for the work that they do each and every day in protecting our communities. Partnerships with businesses, partnerships with those who are working downtown, partnerships with those who ensure that we have a vibrant city. So 24 new officers for downtown to be engaged, to be proactive, to be responding to concerns that are happening in the downtown part of Winnipeg is important. Equally important, we'll have additional eyes through the new 75 cameras. Those cameras will be actively monitored together with the 25 that currently exist, and we'll be able to deploy, whether it's DCSP or the Winnipeg Police Service, when they see that there are issues that are happening downtown that there needs to be response to. We're funding new, as the Premier mentioned, all-purpose vehicles, ATVs, others, so that police can respond quickly to things that are happening in the downtown area. They have to be able to be agile in the summer and in the Winnipeg winters, and to be able to respond quickly. New officers, new investments when it comes to a downtown community safety office, new investments for cameras, for lighting, for equipment. It's all part of a broader package, and it's all part of a number of different things. Our Premier has led, through her leadership on COF, on the Council of Federations, bail reform, has led the issue of safety across Canada. We continue to press on the federal government for more changes. But as we look to ensure that our community is safe, we know that it's not one answer. It's prevention, it's being proactive, it's in partnership, and sometimes it requires prosecution. We're dedicated to all of these areas. We're working with the leadership of our government and our Premier, and we will not stop until citizens feel safe in their home, in their neighborhood, and in every part of this great city. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Gertson. The added police presence and those other measures will make a real difference in our downtown area. I'd now like to invite MMF Minister Lashmodier up to the podium for further remarks.
Good morning and bonjour. Welcome everyone. My name is Gelida Lashmodier. I am Minister of Justice for the Manitoba Métis Federation and National Government of the Red River Métis. I'm also Vice President of the MMF Thompson region. On behalf of President Chartrand, I send his regrets as he's out of the country. He commends Manitoba and the Winnipeg Police for this significant investment in our community. It is important that everyone work together on the safety of all citizens, Winnipeggers, and investing in more officers to have a presence downtown and adding infrastructure like cameras and lighting, which will not only help businesses but will also improve the safety of homeless people who face many struggles. Today I am pleased to welcome you all to the future home of the Red River Heritage Center, located at the iconic intersection of Portage and Main, and the heart of the Red River Métis homeland, which is now downtown Winnipeg. Today's announcement will have an impact on the site of our future Heritage Center and many other investments that the MMF has made into downtown in the last few years. We invest in this city because we believe in it. The MMF's government office is located in downtown Winnipeg. Since 2019, the MMF has invested $21 million in downtown Winnipeg and plans to invest a further $43 million through the creation of the Heritage Center, transitional housing for our children in care, and provide temporary housing for families needing to travel from outside of Winnipeg for medical care, and provide wraparound services for those experiencing homelessness. The MMF's investment into our city are for the benefit of all who visit and for those who call Winnipeg home. Recent data from Statistics Canada confirms that Winnipeg remains the largest urban Indigenous, hosts home to the largest Indigenous population in Canada. The appetite for Indigenous tourism and experiences, both nationally and internationally, offers tremendous opportunity. The Heritage Center will be one of the future homes for Indigenous tourism in downtown Winnipeg. To achieve all of this, we need to have safety and security, which is the goal of today's funding. On behalf of MMF, we are happy to have played host to today's event, and we look forward to the vision of the future of downtown with experiences that will see visitors and tourists bring back home and pleasant memories of downtown Winnipeg. Kitchimi Wetch.
Thank you, Minister Lashmodier. There is a saying that teamwork makes the dream work, and I'm thankful for your collaboration, your teamwork, and your partnership on making this a reality. I'd like to now call up His Worship Mayor Scott Gillingham to say a few words.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much, Councillor Chambers. Thank you also for your the treaty land acknowledgement today. Madam Premier, good to see you. Thank you so much for your investment in our downtown and in Winnipeg's safety in our downtown and security in our community. Minister Gertson, Minister Lashmodier, good to see Chief Smyth as well, Mr. Greg Burnett, David Asper, good to see you, members of City Council, including Deputy Mayor Janice Lukes here as well. I want to thank the provincial government for their commitment to Winnipeg's downtown. and making downtown a safer, stronger community. Our downtown is on the road of recovery after the pandemic. And just across the street from us here today, we have new residents moving into 300 Main Street, our city's tallest building. Around the corner from here at 138 Portage Avenue, a vacant heritage building and a surface parking lot is going to be redeveloped into 148 new rental units. An empty office building on Broadway is set to become a brand new hotel. We're all aware of the proposal to potentially transform Portage Place. And of course, Minister Lagimodiere, our appreciation to you and the MMF for the transformation of this iconic building into the Métis National Heritage Centre. These are all significant investments being made in our downtown, and they point to a brighter future for our area, one that is built around a vision of community that is filled with people at all times of the day. But we know that we need to take additional steps to rebuild the confidence of those who live, work, visit, stay, shop, and play in our downtown. Having a stronger and additional increased police presence and more eyes on the streets of the downtown is an important part of that strategy, and today's announcement will put those resources in place. I appreciate the numbers of our Winnipeg Police Service members who are here today, and members of the Downtown Community Safety Partnership also who have joined us. And to me, perhaps one of the most encouraging parts of this plan is the strengthening of the relationship between the Winnipeg Police, the Downtown Community Safety Partnership, and other agencies in our core area. The DCSP does important work in connecting vulnerable people with the supports they need to live safer and healthier lives. And just last week, I had the opportunity to spend the morning on foot patrol with one of the Winnipeg Police Service members as well, and saw how he has built a relationship with individuals who are living in our downtown, who are living unsheltered. Someone needs to smooth out the streets in this town. But we do know, in all seriousness, far too often, it is vulnerable people, those experiencing homelessness, addiction, and mental health challenges that are the victims of crime. We saw that with the death of the young man at the Millennium Library. We saw that in recent days with the young woman who lost her life in an incident outside of a shelter facility. So it's critical that the Winnipeg Police Service and the DCSP and others continue to operate in a coordinated manner, and in fact an increasingly coordinated manner, to ensure the safety of all those who use our downtown, and to also ensure that those who need assistance through social services can get those services. As a city, we're supporting that goal through increased investment and funding of the DCSP, increased investment in 24/7 safe spaces, and new housing development through the Rapid Housing Initiative. And we will continue to make additional investments in our downtown, including investments in green space and transit, the redevelopment of Air Canada Park, the establishment of a new community safety team that will be an important part of this coordinated strategy to achieve a safer city. And so today's announcement by the province of Manitoba of 24 additional officers walking the beat in the downtown, and other investments and resources to ensure that our city is safer will go a long way to making the downtown the kind of place that we want it to be: safe, secure for all. So thank you again to everyone, and thank you especially to you, Premier, and to your government for this announcement today.
Thank you, Mayor Gillingham. Revitalizing our downtown will revitalize the entire city. I'd now like to invite Chief Danny Smyth up to the podium for further remarks.
Good morning. Our downtown is important. We are seeing more and more people returning to work downtown. We are seeing more and more people residing downtown. We have new neighbors at the MMF here, and of course 360 Main is beginning to open up, and there'll be a lot more people living there. And we have a lot of people that are just starting to return for leisure and recreation. So safety and security is paramount to that recovery. I think it's important that the police have a role in safety and security. I'm very pleased that many of our cadets and our Foot Patrol officers are here today. They do tremendous work out there, whether it's through their presence, whether it's through their outreach work, or whether it's at times needing to intervene. I'm surrounded by downtown community safety people, and I see the outreach work that they do on a day-to-day basis as well. So I really welcome the opportunity and thank the Manitoba government for giving us the opportunity to expand and to further our partnership with downtown community safety. I see our partners from fire and paramedic are here as well. They also play a pretty integral role in what we do downtown. So I think this is a good announcement. I look forward to furthering those partnerships and really making downtown a desirable location again. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Smyth. Today is an important step in the recovery of downtown. I'd now like to call on Greg Burnett from the Downtown Community Safety Partnership to say a few words from his organization.
Thank you, Premier Stefanson, Mayor Gillingham, Mr. Gertson, Mr. Lajmodi, Chief Smyth, Mr. Asper, everybody else here who is obviously working towards better community safety downtown. So the Downtown Community Safety Partnership, very appreciative of this funding, which will assist in the further development and expansion of our community, our coordinated assistance network. The DCSP CAN aims to enhance coordination of DC responses to issues relating to health, safety, and well-being in the downtown area in collaboration with all our partners. By coordinating non-emergency calls from community members, businesses, and organizations, as well as 2 events captured in DCSP's video network, we can provide the right resources to individuals at the right time and reduce demands on emergency services. The DCSP CAN looks to work in step with emergency services before the end of 2023, enabling the DCSP to become an alternate or 4th service delivery option, complementing emergency work and all the great work that goes on out there through well-being checks, social and wellness related calls. We also look forward to building these relationships within our social sector and private sector partners as well as we move forward. Being proactive, the DCSP can act before situations escalate to a level of crisis. The DCSP CAN allows our members to take appropriate steps, including de-escalating disturbances and mental health crisis, treating simple basic wounds, or referring people and transporting people, community members, to the appropriate resources. The DCSP CAN looks to enhance areas' well-being so members of the public, residents of downtown, and those who otherwise use these areas feel safer while moving in and through them. We look forward to working with all our partners with this new funding and better act as the eyes and ears of our downtown community, looking out for everyone who lives, plays, and makes up the downtown, ranging from those on a night out to some of Winnipeg's most multi-barriered community members. As a result of our early progress, we've already seen an increase in calls for our services by 400%, and they continue to rise monthly. So, thank you to all our partners again, the province, Manitoba Justice, City of Winnipeg, Winnipeg Police Service, again, Winnipeg Fire Paramedic Service represented in the back. Thank you, Ryan. All the outreach workers, health services, social agencies. I can't talk enough about all of the help we have, especially our folks who are out there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all day, all year. Thank you for all the work you do. Thank you for all the work everybody's done to try and make our downtown safer for everybody. And I look forward to working with everybody going forward as we build this out. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg, for your wonderful words and the transformational work that the Downtown Community Safety Partnership is doing on a daily basis. I'd now like to invite up an individual who is revitalizing our downtown through sport, and more specifically the Winnipeg Sea Bears that has now been part of our sports landscape. Mr. David Asper.
Thank you very much, Marcus. I wear 2 hats today, both as the chair of the Manitoba Police Commission and as a new business owner with the Winnipeg Sea Bears. that's operating in 2 areas of the downtown. And we made a very specific choice to be part of the downtown renewal strategy post-COVID by locating in 2 spots within the downtown and bringing thousands of people. As chair of the Police Commission, let me begin with that. We conducted a consultation a few years ago on behalf of the Minister of Justice, which led in part to the creation and establishment and funding of the DCSP, along with other enhanced community measures. We made a number of recommendations after consultation with many stakeholders throughout downtown, and they included more foot patrols, cameras, lighting, and rapid response patrol vehicles. These were things that the people we consulted with advised and wanted the Minister of Justice to know and felt were necessary as part of a downtown safety strategy. And it's very gratifying on their behalf to see such a clear and decisive move forward today with the announcement of the enhanced measures made by the Premier earlier. As the owner, with my other hat on, of the Sea Bears, I join many other businesses, all businesses in downtown Winnipeg, who are looking for a safe and more certain environment in which we can conduct business for the benefit of all who come downtown. Thousands of fans are coming to our games at Canada Life Centre from all over the city. Our players live in the downtown, and we're based at the Sport for Life Centre as our training facility. Visiting teams and staff are staying in the downtown. We have made a commitment, and we as a business, and on behalf of all the businesses, want safety in the downtown. The other thing we heard through the Police Commission, and we know, just because it's the way people are, is that we all have a compassionate space in our hearts for some of the reasons why crime, and especially violent crime, is rising. But this is where our minds, our brains have to take over and drive the imperative of safety first. We cannot allow the why to take over the what. Innocent people are being victimized, and protecting them is the first duty of government. So it's great news to hear today from the business community that concrete action is being taken. And as a business person, I applaud these initiatives wholeheartedly, and I look forward to their implementation as soon as possible. Thank you.
I think that was my mom. This concludes the formal portion of the event. Thank you for everyone for coming out today. Would like to now open up for questions from the media and then invite representatives who have spoken today for a photo opportunity.
I certainly have a question, Richard Kuche from 680 CJOB. I do recall a time when you were all in your positions or in government when Mr. Asper's report was done back in the fall of 2019. We're now July of 2023. There has been some steps taken to implement this over the last 3.5 years. But Premier, Mr. Gertson, whoever else wants to answer this question, and I realize it was a pandemic, and sometimes during pandemics you have to delay health diagnostics. But there's no reason why this couldn't have been done and implemented in the last 3 years. Why is it taking so long?
Well, I think you've outlined some of the challenges that we had through the pandemic, yes, but the right time to do it is right now. And this is what's needed, and that's why we're here today. And I'm just so honored to be standing here with all of these incredible individuals today. It's important today. That's why we're making this announcement today. Yes, there has been steps that we have taken over the course of that time. But this has culminated to where we are today, and this is the next step that we are taking. There are other steps that we have taken. Well, I think, we have, again, Richard, we have taken steps throughout the course of that time, but this is the next step that we're taking right now, and I think it's just important that Manitobans know that we want to make downtown Winnipeg safe for all Manitobans to come to. Those who are visiting us from other places, we want to make sure that they feel safe, that they can come to downtown and feel safe with their families, and that's why we're here today.
Premier, will you measure police officers?
That's right, yes, that's right. And I don't know if Minister Gertson wants to add some details to that.
Yeah, well, it works like the normal budgeting process, Jeff. So we will be funding those 24 police officers as part of this announcement. We'll be also increasing the basket operational funding for Winnipeg Police Service, Brandon Police Service, and other urban police servicings. We know that policing comes with a cost, but we know that crime comes with a cost. And so we're willing to, as a province, bear the cost of the additional police officers, operational funding, because we're not willing to bear the cost of crime, which is people losing a sense of security and a sense of being able to enjoy every part of their city equally.
So as you know, we already have a foot patrol unit of 24 officers, so they're out there now. And just to remind you, when we closed the district stations, that's what allowed us to expand our foot patrol. We intend on expanding it further. We have a recruit class that commences this fall and another one early in the year. We'll start to phase in those numbers as the recruit classes come through. Yes, 24 more are coming, and they'll phase in as we go through the recruiting process.
Chief, who will monitor those cameras? When do you expect them to be up? And is this something that's going to be captained by DCSP? And are you already sharing data with them on the appropriate response to calls?
So we've started that process. There's still some more detail to work out. As you know, we have 25 cameras in the downtown area now.
That's not monitored 24/7.
No, that's not monitored. So the intent now is to move to a place where we are monitoring the cameras and have the ability to respond. We will work out those details with downtown community safety on how we will do that and you know how we will dispatch the appropriate resource to those.
Would you like to see that be captained by DCSP, or is that something that the police service needs to do? When you look at other cities, it's usually that community patrol that does it.
I think it'll be a partnership. I think there'll be a role for both organizations.
Where will this community safety hub be, and who will be in there?
So I can't really speak to the hub right now. I know they're examining a few locations that might be appropriate. The hub and the monitoring station, those would be separate. Those would be separate facilities. So I mean, the hub is really a location for the partners to convene. Largely downtown community safety, but we do have other partners that we work with, downtown biz, paramedics, and of course the police and cadets.
You got one though already in True North.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I can just maybe address what Richard, you asked, and this whole concept of a hub. To be clear, following the report that we provided, or advice that we provided to the Minister of Justice through the Manitoba Police Commission, that was followed up with a further direction, and the Police Commission undertook informal consultation through 8 municipalities throughout rural Manitoba to look at what are called hub tables. And hub is a term of art that reflects an actual working group that involves law enforcement, but many social service agencies and youth agencies. And it's called a hub table. So when we talk about a hub, you can conceive of it potentially as a physical space, but it's also got a more cerebral meaning, which is a whole of government approach to working on community safety. And we went to eight municipalities throughout Manitoba to try to understand what was working, what things were working, what things weren't working, where there were problems in the whole of government approach. And we provided notes to the minister at that time, and I guess that was sufficient. And then we went into COVID. And so I think what you're seeing today, through the announcement, sure, law enforcement is a very crucial part of that, and I applaud that, but the hub concept is bigger than just that. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Sorry, you mentioned consultations. What people want is consultations.
There was a wide range of people consulted in Manitoba. We organized this through the Downtown Biz and other stakeholder organizations, and it was a very comprehensive, and it included a public component. I believe homeless groups were, yes, consulted.
People actually living in those?
Yes, I believe they were.
I'm sorry.
The perimeter.
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question when it comes to Winnipeg's downtown. So, primarily, we're going to focus on the shed. Everybody, I think, recognizes the shed area, but it'll also include the Forks. The Forks is a jewel for our city, and many of us consider that to be part of downtown, and certainly into some of the entertainment in the exchange area as well. Those will be the three primary areas that we'll focus. Well, it really comes down to relationship, and I think when we're out there, we have the opportunity to establish relationship. I've seen that throughout my career. Presence is important, but also the ability to outreach, and I think that's a significant thing.
In Minneapolis, for example, Calgary, some of these other cities, they'll actually go police with a DCSP person as well, and then maybe a social worker. Is that kind of what we're looking at here? What has happened in the past is alienated people. They end up playing whack-a-mole. Their groups move because the police are there. There needs to be a different and better way to do that.
And I think you're seeing that. You've mentioned other cities throughout North America where partnerships are key, whether it's the ARC program or with clinicians, or whether it's with downtown community safety agencies, Bear Clan. There are lots of examples of partnerships that have proven to be beneficial.
So that's going to happen?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all for questions now. We'll set up for photo opportunities. Thank you.